Gravediggers Union, written by me, drawn by the amazing Toby Cypress. Available on Amazon and at comic shops to order right now, books 1 and 2. And of course, Deadly Class. I'm the artist, Rick Remender is the writer. Books 1 to 12 available at comic shops, bookstores, etc. Hey out there, working on a Kaya page. It occurs to me as I'm doing this stuff, people might go, what are you doing there, Wes, with the blue stuff, huh? So maybe I'll just talk about that. What I do is I do the pencils for Kaya, and then I do I do the roughs, I do the pencils. There's a lot of stages for me. I just find that I work best that way when I break it down into different stages. Some people are able to go a little bit more like just kind of freestyle it as they go, and I would love to do that, but I'm just not. You have to play to your strengths. I find that's something that you figure out when you get older. You just you can look at other artists and say, well, they're really good at that, but I would love to be able to do that, but it's just not me. I am who I am, and I need to do the things that work for me. So I am a planner. I'm a bit more methodical in my temperament, I guess, and my work habits. So I'm good with that, and I think the results. I'm generally pretty happy with the results. So when you're happy with it, you don't want to mess with it too much. You just kind of keep going that way. Always leaving a little bit of room for trying new things out and experimenting and growing, hopefully. But anyway, so my stages that I work at are roughs, and then I do pencils at pretty much print size, just on like photocopy paper, using some pens and pencils and stuff. And then I blow it up to this size, 11 by 17, kind of standard comic book size. Sometimes I find little black areas here that I forgot to fill in, and then I catch them in this stage. Another good reason to do this blue stuff. But yeah, so once I get it to this stage, I print out the pencils on the board in blue line. This is all pretty standard stuff. A lot of people do it this way, people that still work, traditionally like myself. And then one thing that I do that it's not super common really is this blue line stuff. I'm not blue line, sorry. This blue ink. What I'm using right here is, I don't want to spill it on my drawing, but I can cap that actually and just show it better that way. It's Liquitex acrylic ink. This one is a type of blue that I'm not even sure if I could pronounce. It'd be really embarrassing if I tried to pronounce the blue that it is, but anyway, it's kind of, it's an indigo kind of blue, a nighttime blue, one of my favorite colors. That's also part of the appeal. But I do this as a gray tone kind of a thing, kind of a mid-tone thing, I should say. And one of the reasons I do this blue is I've tried a few different shades. I've tried, red, orange, etc. And blue, to me, the way when I scan this in, I scan it in grayscale into my big old scanner beside me. And the way that it scans, it looks like a kind of a 50% gray, like not too dark, not too light. And for me, I think that allows my amazing colorist on the book, Jason Wordy, to kind of take those midtones and really experiment with them, like be able to push them forward or push them back or do whatever he needs to do to get the best results. So yeah, that's why I do this blue line stuff. I keep saying blue line, I'm just like too much of a comic head saying blue line all the time. Doing this kind of halftone blue thing. So that's kind of the reason that I do it. He takes that, Jason Wordy takes that and really works his magic, gives it a very painterly feel. So between his digital colors and my kind of hand painted mid-tone stuff, I think it gives the comic that fantasy kind of Frank Frazetta style feel that's what I'm looking for really with this kind of thing. It's very different from Deadly Class. Deadly Class was much more of a kind of a punk rock poster influenced, black and white, stark colors kind of a thing. That's what I was going for with that one. With this one, it's a fantasy series, so I wanted to lean into some of those tropes. And when I think of fantasy, I think of, Frank Frazetta posters and those really old Lord of the Rings cartoons that came out long before the movie. I don't know if you know those ones, but that's what I kind of saw of Lord of the Rings when I was a kid, so that left a really big mark on me as like, this is what fantasy looks like. That and maybe a little bit of Dark Crystal and a bunch of different influences. But yeah, so I'm trying to go for that look really, and part of it is doing this blue ink. So yeah, people always ask me that at conventions, like, what's up with the blue ink? And yeah, that's the answer. I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say about this blue ink stuff. Yeah, I also just think original art-wise, I just think it looked kind of pretty. I really like this color blue. Walking my dog just before sunset when the sky is this kind of color is like one of my favorite times of day, because I just think it's just kind of makes me very calm, and I just, yeah, I think it's just kind of a beautiful color to look at. So yeah, that's it. As usual, rambling slightly. So that's all I gotta say about this stuff right now. I'll talk to you guys later. So, Thunderhead, superheroes on acid. That's all you really need to know about it. It's me and Kevin Castanero making some comic book magic, and it is on Kickstarter starting in at the end of July and going all the way through August. So we've got just amazing art, some amazing covers from my buds at Lethal Comic Books, Carl Kerschel, Andy Belanger. I'm doing a cover, Kevin's doing a cover. I am doing flashback. I'm writing the series and doing some flashback stuff. Kevin is doing the bulk of the amazing artwork that you got to check out. With every issue, like with every issue, there will be, what do we got? We got a free sketchbook, we got a free poster, free stickers, along with the actual oversized comic book that you'll get. So yeah, on Kickstarter, check it out. Thanks for listening.